Isn't it true when you would hang out with Dominic Black, you'd play Call of Duty and other first-person shooter video games?
Sometimes.
Take another quick look at how deeply the prosecution will look into your life, and we'll use the Kyle Rittenhouse case again, talking with noted criminal defense attorney and former state prosecutor Tom Grieve. We'll review a couple segments of video here about Call of Duty and Kyle Rittenhouse. But before we do that, let me let you know that we have a gun giveaway going on right now. You can enter absolutely free, but it ends really soon. So just click on the link in the description below to reveal which brand new gun you could win. Tom, we're back on the Kyle Rittenhouse case because we're trying to show people the before, during, and after of a self-defense incident. And there's discussion that it came up at trial that the prosecutor was trying to use the fact that Kyle Rittenhouse played Call of Duty, and that made him angry or violent or something like that. See what we have on this segment right here. We'll talk about that briefly, and then we'll talk about Kyle's response and whether or not it was wise to respond as he did.
True when you would hang out with Dominic Black, you'd play Call of Duty and other first-person shooter video games?
Sometimes.
And those are games in which you use weapons like AR-15s to pretty much shoot anybody who comes at you, correct?
It's a video game where two players are playing together. I don't really understand the meaning of your question, to be honest.
Isn't one of the things people do in these video games try and kill everyone else with your guns?
Yeah, in the video game, it's just a video game. It's not real life.
So there we have it. It's just a video game, and it's not real life. And but it came up at trial. Again, Tom, we have beat this horse to death. Is everything that you've ever done will come out at trial. Will it not?
Yeah, we've beat it to death, but it keeps coming back because people are people, and as long as people are still posting their lives and on social media platforms, whatever it might be today, it's going to keep coming back because everybody, of course, always says, "Well, this can't happen to me. Mm-hmm. I'm never going to be arrested. No one's going to be looking at this. It's just myself and my friends. It's not law enforcement, future employers, future in-laws." If I remember trying to get some sort of background check or security clearance, right? No chance of that happening in anyone's future. So,
I continue to worry about my Senate confirmation hearings, so.
which I promise to be there with bells on.
Thank you.
But look, I mean, to be clear, that's not exactly what we're dealing with in our first video today, which is the fact that, yeah, he played video games. He played Call of Duty. And specifically, he played a first-person shooter video game.
Which allowed him to use an AR-15, which...
Right, right, to supposedly shoot everybody who's coming at you, right, as the prosecutor wasn't even insinuating, was outright claiming. Mm-hmm. The implication being, therefore, that he has some sort of hardwired response or to just shoot people when they come at him, regardless of whatever the legal position is of this is justifiable self-defense or it isn't, or alternatively being that he's just some sort of bloodthirsty lunatic who's out to cause trouble and is out to relive from a video game and take it to real life, a Call of Duty scenario. Mm-hmm. That there's a lot of judgment you can start casting on people's private life. It's like, well, isn't it true 6 years ago, on August 27th, you went to a John Wick movie. Mm-hmm. There's guns in that.
Yep, absolutely. And the point of all this is we're telling people to be careful of what they post and what they do. And I'm not telling people to stop. I'm telling them to be careful. One of the statements I make for people when I'm doing a concealed carry class is, in strong language alert, I tell people, don't do stupid with stupid people in stupid places. Well, now don't say stupid things online. It's there forever. You can't delete it. And when you're doing something on social media, it's out there, and social media companies work very, very closely with law enforcement. They're like, yeah, here it is. Turn it over. This is what was posted out there. So if you're saying something inflammatory and then you're involved in a shooting, it will come back. That's
If the prosecution is doing anything resembling due diligence, it will 100% come back. And to be clear, neither of us are saying that necessarily that that's fair.
Right.
But it is the way that it is.
Yeah.
And likewise, what you're doing for hobbies, whether it's on social media or not, it's going to be scrutinized.
Yep.
As I recall from this line of questioning here, there was no like, you're always posting about this on whatever social media platform. It's, hey, this is just something you like to do. That's how we got into that line of questioning. So again, no one is saying that this is fair, that you're going to have your life dissected as prosecutors try to basically read something in that may not be there. But it happens over and over and over and over again, and people need to be aware of it.
And so, second point of that is, what do you do after the trial, in the aftermath of all of this? And Kyle has decided to talk to pretty much everybody, and he ended up on a podcast which appears on TikTok, and said this.
And Binger, I hope you're saying this. I played Call of Duty every night of trial.
So here he is, and I stopped it before it got into some of the strong language warnings that we had afterwards. But here's Kyle Rittenhouse speaking directly to the prosecutor, the man who just lost his case. You know, Binger was defeated at trial, and there's Kyle leaning back in the chair. Hey, Binger, I played Call of Duty every night of the trial. Is that wise?
I mean, depending on your perspective, it might be a good burn. But speaking as an attorney and only as an attorney, not exactly the look I want my client to have, particularly when a couple things are out there. Number one, he's under investigation by the feds for potential federal action and criminal charges or lawsuits against him. Number two, I don't know if they're still friends, but Mr. Dominic Black is still facing felony charges related to this case, which Binger has his finger on the trigger of. And then number three is he's also got a whole bunch of or he will, I'm sure, have some civil lawsuits against him. And all this stuff that he's out there saying can and absolutely will be used against him. So, you know, what I always tell clients is, look, you have to create your hierarchy of values. If your value, if at the top of that pyramid is, I want to win the case and give myself the best legal shot possible, doing things like this, counterproductive. If your value is, I want to go out there, I want to have a good time, I want to try to capitalize on whatever it is of the moment, I want to try to launch a career in XYZ, and I don't know what he's doing, just to be clear. So I'm not trying to imply that he's trying to do any of those things here. I don't know. But it depends what's at the top of your value, right? Because you are what you do, not what you say. And it doesn't look to me that he's trying to put himself in the best possible position to win the remaining lawsuits and legal battles that might be out there. And that's fine. I'm not saying that judgmentally in the sense of, well, he shouldn't be doing this. What I'm saying that is he's making his decisions. It may come back to haunt him. It may not. Only time can tell.
Yeah, and I think that if as things move forward, if he is ever involved with Mr. Binger ever again, you're going to hear this "I'm just trying to get famous" line that was also brought up in the trial about his TikTok account, which was deactivated, but they still got hold of it. I'm just trying to get famous, and now, Kyle, you're on every podcast and newscast and interview with every right-wing group in America or in the world. And so I guess maybe you did get famous by being involved in a shooting. And that's not going to play well for him. It's just another hurdle that he has to overcome. And for me, I'm thinking, okay, I survived the assault. I survived the trial. Maybe I can put this behind me. That's the way I would be looking at that. I don't know if it's if becoming the darling of the right or gun owners or anything like that is the way I would particularly want to do this.
It may be a viable career path. Let's face it, Mr. Rittenhouse's life is not going to be like anyone else's, right? It's that he will not have the same options in front of him that an ordinary person of his age does, regardless of their socioeconomic condition or background. He does not have the same circumstances. So maybe he's made the calculation that, hey, my career path is going to be going down some sort of influencer route. Okay. And as I've inferred that his family doesn't have a tremendous amount of money. So I hope he's being paid to do a lot of this, or he's going to try to capitalize on it in some way, because if he's doing it, he may as well try to set himself up for the future in some way, shape, or form. Yeah. No idea if that's what he's doing. And again, I'm not saying that critically of him or of the people doing the interviews or anything of the sort. I don't know. I guess the bottom line is this. I hope he has a plan.
Yeah.
And I hope that he's made conscious, informed decisions of the pros and cons and the risks and benefits of that plan. And then he's going to take decisive action on that. I guess the worst case scenario is he's just kind of reacting to whatever's in front of him. There's no particular strategy. There's no particular plan. And as a result, he doesn't get particularly far.
Yeah. And to kind of put a bow on all of it, yes, he acted properly in a self-defense case and in a deadly force incident. And not just properly, he did, as I looked at all of the video evidence, he did just about everything correctly as he was being attacked. There's some discussion on whether or not he should have been there or should have been alone or whatever. But, yep, from my perspective, as a law enforcement officer and a firearms trainer, this kid survived a deadly assault. And then he survived the trial afterwards. And to put your point on it, I hope he's got a plan and he's doing everything right for the next stage of his life, because that's coming at him really fast.
Absolutely.
Thanks again for your insight, Tom. And folks, thank you for watching all the way to the end of the video. I will remind you once again, we have that gun giveaway going on. All you have to do is click the link below to reveal which brand new gun you could win. I'm Kevin Michalowski, Director of Content for the U.S. Concealed Carry Association. If you enjoy videos like this, please subscribe to this channel and click that notification bell. We'll notify you every time something new comes out. Stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video.